What up? What up? What up? What up?
Yo, what's going on, killer? What's
Hey,
going on
nothing much.
with you?
Nothing much, man. Another week. Faces getting slim, weight's going up. What's going on?
Who? You?
Yeah, you see that? Look at that. Oh, got some
Yeah,
dimples
that
there.
boy. Hey, you in prep, huh? What
Hey,
you
we're
getting
getting
ready
learn.
for?
Hey, they'll find out soon. They find out soon. But man, welcome back to another week, y'all. We are super excited, especially for this week. But we always say we got to pay the bills first. So shout out to Chula Wear. Make sure you go grab your shorts. We are in peak competition season. It is mid-August. If you ain't got your shorts by now, if you ain't got your customers by now, you might as well go to the website and grab a pair off the website. But if you ain't got your trunks, your robes, your flip flops, all of those things, make sure you go grab those using those discount codes eShell10 or Carolina Muscle. Make sure y'all tag us in those posts or tag us in those stories. Um, but other than that, man, business as usual. We are another week down. Uh, I can say a lot of the competitions has passed so far. What are you most surprised about? We've been posting some breaking news lately. We've been shifting the page, man. But what are you
Yeah,
looking for?
we've been shifting the page. We got people that's really not down with the OCB like that, trying to get the shine on the OCB, and I just don't think that's right. We actually compete in the OCB, so I think it's only right that we share some of the athletes inside the organization, man.
Nah, I think what we're doing, like I said, it's more so. I think we're just trying to positively push the athletes forward. Push the
Yeah.
organization forward, push what's happening. We've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now, probably close to 4 years now. And I think that was something we were missing. So I'm kind of glad we kind of took that avenue to just start, promoting, especially since it's the what is I think this is what it's a big year in New York, man. I forgot the number, but this is a big year. So
I think it's the 21st year of the York because last year was the 20th, right? 20th year anniversary.
yeah, it's the 21st year. So it's a big year. They're expecting like 300 people. But we can talk about the Yorton next month because right now we got a guest we've been trying to get on. We got a guest that I really wanted to get on. I reached out to her probably about a month ago, but she is booked and busy. But that's a great thing because if you guys, I'm pretty sure you have encountered this. I would say full of bundle or energy. That's the one word we say is this full of bundle energy backstage at plenty of shows. She promotes, she tans, uh, she'll give you a good talking to when you need one, especially me. So I ain't gonna hold her up no more longer. So Yvette, how are you doing?
Hi. Hey guys, hey.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for
Hey,
Absolutely.
joining us.
I'm happy to be
like
here.
I said, when I reached out, we had a conversation before, but I am glad that you made it here.
I'm
We're
happy to be
eight times work. We're on opposite ends of the world, so I'm glad we're
here.
able to work.
Yes,
Um, but can you give a quick, or I ain't even gonna say quick because I don't want to rush you. Can you give an introduction of who Yvette is?
okay. It's loaded. So Yvette is a woman of God who actually people always ask, how did you get into what you do? Because I am a promoter. I am a spray own my own spray tanning company. But I actually competed for 6 years, bodybuilding, female bodybuilding, when there was only female bodybuilding and figure. So competed for 5 years in bodybuilding and then did 1 year competitive powerlifting, which I absolutely loved. But, to stay competitive in that, you got to really press your joints. And I wanted to still be walking at 58. So only did that for a year. But I did personal training for 15 years. I've been my own entity for 25 years now. I did personal training back east for 15 years. And then when I relocated here, started my spray tan company and went into promoting. But none of those things I chose. Absolutely didn't choose any of them. They chose me. I did not go into any of them saying, I want to be a promoter, or I want to spray tan, or I want to be um, uh, a trainer. Um, God chose me to be an ambassador in a space that I could make a difference. Like, that is really why I'm everywhere that I am. He chose me to be an ambassador in places that I could change lives that I wouldn't even imagine. So each place that I'm in, someone said, you should do. So someone told me I should be a personal trainer. And I was like, really? I've battled eating disorders for many years. Why would I want to try to train somebody? But God said, because I said you could, because there's a space for you there. Fast forward, someone saw something in me, my really good friend, Matt Shepley. I used to get all the vendors for his shows. And he said, why don't you learn how to spray tan instead of finding the spray tanners? And I was like, because why would I? I don't. And then God said, because I said so. So it was another space for me to touch people, to speak into people, to be a difference for someone that I didn't think that I could be a difference for. And then, fast forward, I was already always helping Matt at his shows. And he was like, yeah, it's time. It's time for you to do your own. I was like, oh, no, not really. And he said, no, it is. Go fly, bird, fly. And those are all the things that I do now is because God said you could do it and you could make a difference. So that's what drives my passion, is because it wasn't by choice, it was by design. So I am promoter, spray tanner, and just a woman that wants to live in purpose, on purpose, and make a difference in lives.
Okay. Okay. So, Jamal, do you ever want to?
No, sorry, I didn't have my marker. Usually, like when you're talking, I write down questions that I want to come back to, and I didn't have my marker. I was like, yo, where's my marker? You go ahead, Eric.
He looked like he was panicking over there. I was worried for him. I was worried about it. But so I'm gonna go first with I'm gonna also nickname you the Queen of Bling, as y'all see. I got this ring from her show back in
Love
2021.
bling.
Queen of Bling. So the one thing that I think we can closely associate with tanning is detail oriented. And I have noticed, especially at your show, I don't even know if you saw the episode where we recapped the Arizona Scorcher. I think me and Jamal both crowned your show to have the best backdrop. Like, there is a lot of attention to detail with that. So where did that come from? Like, where did your eye for one? Because tanning, you got to make sure everybody look good, everybody got to look right, and then of course, how that spills over into how the way you promote your shows.
Um, Being the oldest of seven and having to, everything has a place, everything needs order. My brain doesn't work off of chaos, which is why I'm definitely passionate about guidelines, rules, order, because there's, chaos isn't my jam. So, and I love for everyone to have an experience, even in tanning, that they can walk away and say, wow, that was easy. Or wow, that was, because you all waiting for an hour. Yeah, my brain would flip out. I don't like, we're not waiting. No, 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 no. If your time is this, now 5-10 minute difference, that's one thing. But me having you wait, because I don't like to wait. So if I don't like it, then I'm not going to put it on somebody else. So that comes from childhood, just being detailed in all my schoolwork. Everything had its place. My mom will tell you, I could walk in my room and be like, who's in my room? Everything has its place. So no, let's not do this. So all of that spills into my businesses. I think that it's It shows how you care. To me, order shows that you care about not only yourself, but the people that you're working with. So that's where that comes from.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned you didn't choose any of this; other people chose it for you.
Mhm.
What made you, or what's making you stick with it? As you said, like, hey, I didn't choose to be a tanner. I didn't choose to be a promoter. People told me I should do it. And now years later, it's like you're thriving and you're having fun with it. So why did you stick with it?
Because when it's for you, it's for you. And so I didn't know like I said, living a life in purpose is really um, a beautiful thing because when you're in purpose, it is fun. It does drive you because I didn't know that this would be where I would thrive, but God saw it and God saw where I could be placed. And so being in the right place, because part of my prayer daily is thank you, God, for the right people in the right place at the right time for the right purpose. That's my daily part of my daily prayer. And then the second part of that is allow me to be that person. So I'm in the right place for someone else. So having to be able to, people are in their most vulnerable states in tanning. So, it's like, hey, I'm here. And but the things that I've been able to share and speak into lives in those moments are priceless. So that's what keeps me going. Things that I see as a promoter to be able to, I mean, I'm constantly looking at, oh, if I like this, I know one of the competitors, this would be fun for them. Or, oh, so it's my brain is always thinking about the people, what would make them smile? What would speak to their heart? And so those are the things that really keep me because I see the smiles, I get the responses, I get the feedback.
Okay, one more question for you. Because I think me and Eric preach this now as we, grew through the sport and everything, the right people around you, right? Like we all want peace. So how do you know you have the right people around you?
I always go back to prayer and God. As I say, show me. God, keep my eyes open and reveal. Keep my ears open to hear and my heart open to receive so that I can see. So the people, and then, I mean, things happen. You're like, oh, that's a mistake. And then you just, politely just slide on back away from it.
There you
And,
go.
you don't have to make an announcement. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be bold. It doesn't have to be, but you're like, okay, God, I see. I see what I thought was. And not only that, sometimes people just change. So it's right for that because I absolutely believe in reason, season, lifetime. And so they may be very well okay in that season or for a particular reason. So it doesn't necessarily mean you didn't hear God right or you made a mistake. It was they served their purpose and it's time.
Okay. So I told myself like Jamal used this thing called we took it from the Carmelo Anthony 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. It's about the connect. And I have to say you were the first person to ever give me a spray tan in life. Like once I joined bodybuilding, I think you did my very first spray tan. And I always said I wanted to speak on this, especially with you here, because we use the word passionate, and you even spoke on how timely you are. And the one thing about Yvette, she's going to send you everything you need to know. So if you are not prepared, it is your fault, right?
Yes.
And I think that's how we became so cool because I came in there. You were very specific about what to wear on show day, the day before the show, wear to tanning and things of that nature. And it was just like a nice little, hey man, did you read what I told you to do? But I think in the moment, a lot of people can misconstrue that passion. And
Yes.
I can honestly say, from a person who's been in this space, it's like all she's saying is, hey, if you don't show up prepared, then you can push the next person back. And then now we have so many other delays. So I think a lot of people misplace your passion with,
Yes.
hey, I just want to make sure that I provide the best service for everybody.
Yes.
So I guess I'm going to move forward from that, because I have to give you your flowers, because I think after that first time I was always prepared. I kind of even knew what to do in every future time that I tanned with you. But the one thing that I have seen about you and your shows is they always continue to grow. What do you attribute that to, with how do Scorcher keep going up every year, or how does your shows just keep doing so well?
So, my answer will always start with God, because I do nothing without praying, without listening, and without trusting. So that starts it. And then I stay consistent. I understand that I'm not for everybody. And I'm a woman that's comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I'm comfortable with uncomfortable conversations. I'm comfortable with standing on, who I am. I'm comfortable with, as growing up, you would want to fit in and you wanted everybody to like you. And I started my business that way. Actually, when I first started spray tanning, I was by myself, and I would spray 40, 50 people by myself. And I would be up until midnight sometimes, because people are like, oh, I'm late, I'm running late, just lollygagging. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'll get up at 9 o'clock at night and come out my room and get you done. But then have to be back up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And and this was my first year. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm supposed to enjoy what I'm doing. And it was starting to burn me out. And so I was like, this is not okay. It's not fun. And I have to create boundaries. And I have to be okay as an adult with those boundaries, because I am working with fully cooked adults. We all grown. So to be afraid to have boundaries and standards and stand on them was really challenging in the beginning, but it was wearing me down, and it stopped being fun, and it felt like work. And I was like, that's not fair to me, because if I was brought to this space, I wanted to make sure this space was the way it was supposed to be. So I think consistency for me is really a blessing, and allowing people to see I am who I am, and my heart is in it for you all. And if you see that, then you'll see, you'll ask. I understand the, first impressions, is a lasting impression, and that is true. But oftentimes in this sport, people remove their actions and then only focus on your response. And so I had to like hold on, because it is not always the speaker. It is sometimes the receiver who's, coming from, I'm hungry, they're mad, something just happened, and now you're the problem. And it's like, no, everything I say to one person, I'll say to the next person, and the next person will be like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm sorry. And the very same thing I say to this other person, I'll be like, she was mean, she was rude, it's like, no, I just stood on, what's in my guidelines, what's in my paperwork, so I think it continues to grow, because one, like I said, I ask God, send those that are supposed to be. I'm not out on the streets with, giant banners, come to, the Scorcher, or come to Desert Valley. It's the people that are supposed to be there will be there, and God is sending them.
Yvette, you talking to my soul today now. I'm telling you, hey, like you said, everybody see the reaction and not the action that caused oh my Lord. Hey, yes. Talk to me, Yvette. Yes. Talk to me.
And I had to get comfortable with that, though, because at first I was like, what? Because and again, being a woman of structure and order, I am very comfortable saying, I could have did that differently, or I could have said that. But if I know my heart of hearts and I said it the way that I'm supposed to say it, there is no apology to be given. It is your reaction to it is you got to check you now.
Right.
Because I will absolutely step back and say, could I have done that, said that, do that differently? I am absolutely a woman that is big on that, checking myself. I'm big on checking myself. And if I've done that, then it's nothing for me to change. That means you want me to change because you want to be comfortable with, in that space. And that's for you. Like I said, we all fully cooked. We not, these aren't 16, 17-year-olds where we at our big age, yeah, we getting offended way too easily and too much nowadays. And I'm like, I can't do all that. That's chaos.
Absolutely. I got a question for you, and this question might hit a little deep, and it's supposed to, so I hope it does. We all know Matt Shepley. He meant the world to the OCB, right?
Mhm.
So, what did his belief in you mean to you? You know, he told you, "Hey, Yvette, I think you should start tanning. Like, quit looking for tanners. I think this is something you can do yourself. Hey, it's time to take the next step. I want you to promote now." So, what did his belief, mean to you?
Oh yeah, that is deep because there are 4 people in the OCB currently that were here when it was an idea. Me, the only female, Sully, Chad, and Joe. We were OCB when it was an idea. I was Matt's friend when there were message boards and he was talking about creating his own space. So I started with OCB when it was at the inception. Um, and I just helped out at shows for all those years, just helped out. Whatever you need, I'm there. I'm with you. I believe in this vision. I'm happy to help you with your mission. Whatever you need, let me know. So Matt and I were, friends. We, start 2000. So he saw my passion for his own vision. He saw that, man, she cares, and it's not even hers. I was wherever they needed me to be. Whatever they needed me to do, I judged, I expedited, I, did urine. I've done it all. So I think he just paid attention. He just paid attention. I am an arts girl. So I sing, I dance, I paint, I write poetry. So I'm everything art. And he knew that. And to me, the body is a canvas. So that was the reason why he was like, you love detail. You could do this. So it meant everything to me because, again, even in my personal training business, people watched me. And that's another thing about God. God strategically places people to show you when you don't know you. Y'all about to make me So that's so special because you don't know who's watching you. And to have people walk up and say, you inspire me. I think you would make an amazing personal trainer to help someone with their journey, their health journey. Or when Matt said, I know you can do this. I know that you will be great at it. So it meant a whole lot to me to, again, see someone that I don't even know is paying attention saying, you can do it. And that was God saying, you got this.
All right. This is my last question, and then I'll let Eric take it over and then hijack it. So, what would you, if Matt was here today, what do you think he would say about the present state of the OCB?
One, I think he actually would absolutely be proud of the growth, because that was one of the big things for him is growth, is making a difference. So he would be absolutely proud of the difference that we're making in so many, spaces. Um, he would be thrilled that we're not allowing outside noise to stop us, because there's a lot of comparisons now. I've never heard the OCB in so many mouths now than, years back. We were just, and I think what's exciting, what he would be excited about is it's the engine, the little engine that could. Everybody counted the OCB out, and the engine just kept going. It's like, no, so I think he would be really happy about um the growth and the status of it, because you can only have me in your mouth so much if I'm actually doing something. You will only compare me so much if there's something to be compared to. So I think he would be, excited about that.
Hey, y'all hear that? We doing things over here. No,
We're
but
doing things. We're doing some things. We in a lot of mouths right now.
so I think I guess the direction I want to go is, so you said, hey, I used to tan everybody. I was one of one, was doing the stuff. But I think now I have seen your company grow. I have seen you select people. I speak to everybody. Every time I see you at a show, I'm gonna pop my head in and see who all in there. Like, who all over there, I always check in and see. But how do you go about saying, hey, this is who my staff is going to be? This is how I pick each and every person, um, along with discernment and God telling you. But how do you feel like you actually say, hey, this was the right person for me to hire for this show?
Their passion. So I'm absolutely an energy person. I'm huge on energy. My spirit immediately receives and touch, connects with spirit. And so it's one, the first thing is their passion, because the majority of my team have a tanning business. They do everyday tanning, so they were not into competition tanning. So, but they were all ready to learn something new. And so they already had a drive to do the work. And once I told them the extent and, the hard work and the long days, and it didn't scare them. They were okay, let's go. I'm ready. And then I paid attention to how they treated my business, because like I said, I treated OCB like it was my own from the beginning. And side note real quick, when I was just a member at World Gym many, many years ago, ended up being a manager at that same World Gym, because as a member, I would go up to the front desk and be like, "Hey, they're out of toilet paper there. Give me the rolls and I'll go fill it. Hey, they're out of paper towels back there. Give me the paper towels and I'll go fill it up." And they're watching this, and I'm like, "Okay, we got staff that's not doing that." And they came to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in a position?" And I'm like, Sure, where'd that come from? But yeah. So that's what I look. So I have that same idea. It doesn't have to be mine for me to treat it like mine. And so the people that work with me, they are an extension of me. I trust them. I trust that I can walk off, will come back, and they are doing the exact thing that I would be doing. So that's really the main, starting with their experience, but also with their passion and their drive. And then how are you going to treat my business? And then we have the conversation. We have the hard conversation. Don't step on my toes. I want you to grow and I'm going to help you grow. But yeah, I don't want to get a call saying, yeah, she's trying to get your show now. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So I have people that love me, that believe in my vision and don't want to hurt me. They only want to see me excel and grow. So and then the way I choose them, one, at the beginning of the year, because we're at over 30 shows now, we're doing thousands of sprays each season. So I send out the list of all of the dates, and then people tell me what their availability is. And then once I look at that, then I look at, because everybody has their strengths. Again, a good leader knows, where everybody's strength is. So I determine who works best together and then put them together.
You got another question, Eric? You do or no?
No, you got it.
I got a question, Yvette, and this ain't directed towards your anything, but you are a spray tanner, and I see a lot of spray tanners. They blame the athlete if the spray tan gets messed up or whatever. So how do you go about having that tough conversation with athletes if the spray tan does get messed up?
Well, messed up is a range of things. So that's a whole so that's my last resort, honestly, as a professional. The first thing is not going to be it's your fault. So that's the first way I'm different. I don't immediately decide that it's your fault. I have the conversation. A lot of times it's product and how you use particular products. Some products are very different from each other, and on skin, it reacts differently. So, and a couple differences is some products are kind of like a dye where they just turn your skin a certain color. Others is oil based, which I hate the most because that's the one that really spreads, like Dream Tan. Like if it's not properly, it smudges. So when you see people on stage and it's smudging a whole lot, that's because that's an oil-based product, and those will smudge very easily. I don't like those at all. And then you have the water-based, which is the product that I use. The water-based product can be a little more volatile because of pH balance. So oil-based doesn't really get affected by pH balance, and the dye one doesn't. But because my product is water-based, if your pH balance is off and that's messing with water, then that's where you get that green tint because it's pH. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's a pH imbalance, but so many things can throw the pH balance off. So it can be sweating, it could be food, because certain foods manipulate your water. It could be and that's why we tell people don't put deodorant or perfumes on, because that manipulates your water. And then certain products that people use to dry out, like dandelion root. People use alcohol. All of those things that manipulate water can affect your color. So that's not, when I go into those questions. Oh, and a big one is women's hormones. Huge. So whenever a woman is green on her chest or stomach or groin area, I immediately ask, is it that time? Did it just go off? Are you in menopause? Because the big thing for women is hormones. And now I have a product that fixes when the pH balance is off. And so it doesn't scare me. It's not a big deal. But once you get on stage and start, competing or sweating and all of that, it can flare it back up and bring it back out. But as long, I make sure before you hit the stage, you're good to go. But yeah, so I don't immediately say you didn't, a lot. Now I will say this, that a lot of people don't do right. They don't moisturize properly. everybody exfoliates really good. And they're like, no, but I made sure I exfoliated. But for most people that aren't used to putting lotion on, they kind of do like this little dab. And then and it's like, no, you have to lather yourself back up, because when you're exfoliating, you're taking that skin, the top layer off each time, and you need to put moisture back in. So when it's blotchy, that's what this was happening, is they're not moisturizing those areas, so it dries out. So a lot of people think that tanning is a cover up. It's not. It highlights it, which is why people need to get a spray tan, because it helps to highlight your skin. But if it's dry, it's going to adhere to that skin. And like when I tell people don't sun tan, people don't realize that it's actually injuring the skin under the skin. So when I spray it, it brings it out. So people, because sometimes you can't see that you've been burned, but when you put that spray tan on top, it brings it out. So those are situations where the athlete could have done something different, but it's not, oh, it's your fault. It's, let me explain what's going on. And that's the way I do it. I never, it's always, now, if you don't do anything, then it's totally your fault. But, it's like, well, I didn't do anything. It's like, okay, well, this is, but when it's something like that, I'm a troubleshooter, and I'm like, well, let's talk about it. Because there are certain things that it's nothing that I would be able to fix that day. And we just work with it, the best way we can.
Okay, so I'm gonna have one more question, then we're gonna go to top 5. I'm gonna have Jamal think of 2 questions. I got 2 over here. I need you to think of 2 over there while you sit. Okay, 2 questions, Jamal. So I guess this question will more so lead to being. I'm trying to think. I got like 3 of them. I just want to get one of them. So I think we talked, and I know the presence of, I would say, social media is one of those things that I noticed that you are not big on, right? You'll promote your show. I think you're in and out. You promote your show, you get out of there, right? And I think we talked about that because ultimately, I think there's a lot of, for me, I think there's a whole lot more negative out there than there is positive in most spaces. So one, I do want you to shout out all of your shows, because the one reason that we bring very specific people on the podcast is, one, because I would say we're honestly led to do these things because we pick each and every person that comes on here, but also we want to make sure that all of their endeavors flourish as well if we have something to do with it, or if we're capable of doing that. But secondly, why do you think bodybuilding just in general is sometimes getting a negative spotlight in the social media space?
I think partly because there's so many different organizations now, and people seem to be vying for, like, I want to be top dog versus I'm doing my thing here and I'm minding my business. So because if you're focusing on you don't really have time to care about what another one is doing. So, because again, back in the day when I started, we had message boards. And that's as far as you're going to be able to talk some trash. And, then nobody's seeing that.
Right.
But now everybody has a platform where they have to, vomit just anything and everything because they can. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I think that just that freedom of having those spaces is making it, really more, and not only because it's not such a bad thing as it, I think because a lot of people too are actually dying for this sport now, and no one wants to really say out loud why they are. That's a challenge, because now people are pretending like this sport isn't, people aren't dying for this sport. And that's a hard conversation that people really should talk about. But it's me, when you see, and I think this younger group is really comfortable with, just vomiting everything and, all things in their minds and with no thought. Like they have zero care about the ripple effect that they're having. And they don't care if it's true or not either. And that's the scary part. They're reckless. And that's the scary part.
100%. Like that was literally like when Eric asked that question, my thought was this younger generation that's in this sport now, they're wild. Like they want that little Instagram fame or whatever, and they just say whatever and do whatever with no consequences.
None. And so that part of it is scary, but I stay true to me. I posted before, I was like, I don't chase lies. Now, what you won't get to do though is blatantly lie about me and I don't respond or I don't say something. But I'm not going to chase a lie because you don't matter. At this point, you've already shown me who you really are. Because liars scare me, because liars, again, are reckless. They don't care what they're saying and the ramification of it. So I just, I'm really, scared of those people. And not even scared, more disappointed than anything. Like, really, why? Like, why?
Some of them just need to get punched in the face one good time, honestly. Like, that's my first initial thought. I'm like, yo, like, you're a keyboard warrior because like you don't have the balls to say this to somebody's face that you're typing on. And I hate it so bad. I do.
No, I do too. So, I mean, and I know you have another question, but this is something I wanted to talk about that's important at my events, because I know you said you wanted me to talk about my events. So wait, did I answer the other one about the social media?
You did.
Okay, because that group, and it's now I'll say too, it's some little OGs in there that's like you at a big age, you shouldn't be doing this. You too old. Calm it down. We at a big age now where we, so I want them to know too. We see y'all too. Y'all too old for that, So I just think that people have to really think about what they're doing and saying and how it affects everybody. And once they sign off, it's like they don't think about that whole thing, that whole ripple that they've created. So I hope social media gets better about that, or people get better about using social media. So, because I told you I was a little nervous about. I was like, okay, and me and you talked, and you calmed my nerves, and I was like, okay, yes, absolutely.
You're back up here. That's what I told Jamal. We got your back.
Yes.
But
the shows that I promote, so I co-promote 2 shows in Albuquerque, March and July with Don Hardy, in the Albuquerque Natural and the Natural New Mexico. And then I co-promote 2 shows with Chad, Dallas Lone Star Rising in August, which we just had last weekend, and the Salt Lake City in Utah in September. And then I promote the Arizona Scorcher in June, the Pro-Am, one of my babies, my favorites. Actually, next year it's a 10th anniversary, so I'm planning some cool surprises for the pros and can't wait. And then May I do Southwest Showdown. Yes. Southwest Showdown is in May in Tucson, and then December is Desert Valley Natural in Tucson, where I give away the custom lightsabers that everyone loves. So, but 3 things that's important for my shows that I do differently, and that are very special to me, is the transformation. It's not judged, it's celebrated. I mentioned earlier, I battled eating disorders for many years. And as a spray tanner, I get to hear people's stories about getting to the stage. And so the transformation division came from that, came from my journey and other people's journey, where I just want to celebrate them and their journey getting to the stage. So it's not just weight loss. I had one athlete that actually had a heart attack, and 6 months later he was competing in my show. And to share those stories inspires other people. And then most supportive, also another way to celebrate love and family and friends and coaches, where people submit who they want to nominate as the most supportive. And I, of course, with my heart, want to give everybody the award, but it is, we read the stories and then we pick one person or one family or one coach to celebrate at the show. And I give them a most supportive award and a gift card for dinner. And then the third one is best poser. When I competed, coming from dance background, that was my favorite. I didn't care about judging. I just wanted to get to the routine, because I would, choreograph these routines, and I would, in every show that I did, I got best poser. So it is special to me because that was just my favorite thing. So the best poser is always something that I have at all my shows. And then of course I, give a medal or an award, but my pros, y'all get money. I got to give y'all cash for the best poser. So those three things are super special for my show.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and I have seen her hand a couple checks out on stage, guys. So she paying that paper. But I do have I'm gonna do more so of a top three. Because you answered a lot of my questions actually in your last two answers. So these are just off the top of your head. These are two blonde rankings just for the show purposes. All right. So rank in order of importance: trophies, venue, and staff.
Third would be, for me, oh God, those are all first for me. Oh my God. First would be, God, you're putting me on the spot. That's hard, because literally all three of those are like top for me. I mean, if you know,
we could go 1A, 1B, 1C.
A, staff, because I cannot pull off what I do for it to run as smooth as it does without staff, the right staff. Two is awards, because I want you guys to really love what you're taking away with you from your day. And then I say venue, not last, but whatever I have to be in, I'm going to make it special. So venue is top for me for sure, but there are times when you have what you have, but what you do with it can make a difference.
Okay. I like that. I like that answer. All right. So when it comes down to a 10, rank in order: the color, the glaze, and consistency of the 10. Rank that in order. Oh man, nice.
So color is going to be first, definitely. Color is going to be first, and then second is the consistency, and then glaze.
Okay. So the last one is a short answer. So I dug in the archives, and as you know, I got a picture, and all I need for you to do is give first reaction or first response to it. All right.
Oh God, I'm scared.
3, 2, 1. Oh, there you go. Hey,
oh, that's T. T. I love it.
Gotcha. Well, that's all we have. And first and foremost, we want to thank you for joining us. This was a wonderful conversation. And like I said, behind the scenes, we always talked about, we wanted to highlight who you are, not just what you do. So I think in this interview, we were able to do pretty good with doing both of those. If you want to drop your social medias for the shows, we can do that. And then we're going to wrap.
Instagram is OCB West Coast Naturals. And then my website is westcoastnaturalshows.com.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for coming on, Yvette. But until next time,
Thank
y'all.
you guys. Thank you.